Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing okay. I have a little video for you to help you complete your 2-point perspective name assignment. Those of you that had me before, we've done a lot of different types of 1-point perspective, from 1-point perspective circles to shapes to names to optical illusions in 1-point perspective. Today, you're going to try something more complex, which is 2-point perspective. What you see in front of you right now is the example that I did. My original is at the school, which we can't get into right now, but this is the example I have for you at the school, okay? Obviously, my daughter's name. Okay, so, the difference between 1-point perspective and 2-point perspective is probably what you would guess. 1-point perspective has one vanishing point or one focal point. 2-point perspective has two vanishing points or two focal points to create your design. Here are just a few examples. These I found online because mine are all at school. Obviously, this person did some designs on their letters, which is an option. If you would like to do that, that's great. Hunter, let's see, you probably can't see that. Make it bigger. Okay. If you have a name with 6 letters or more, you can do just your first name for this assignment. If you have a name that's shorter, it's better to use 2 different names, like your name and your middle name, or your name, your last name. Okay, this one was done in all pencil. All right, this one, kind of made it look like buildings with his name on it, which is cool. You can be creative with this. These were examples that I had in the office a few years ago from former Roland students. And mine again, and let's see, this one. And there's one with a pattern on her letters. Okay, so those are just a few of the examples. I would love to see you do something that's all yours and your own design. So to get started on this, you need a piece of paper. Any size would work. In school, we use the 12-inch by 18-inch white paper, but you can use whatever you have available. It doesn't matter. Right now, I'm just using a piece of copy paper because that's what I have available. So you will need a pencil and a ruler that you can read the numbers, hopefully. If you don't have a ruler, that's okay too. You don't actually have to read the numbers for this. It just makes it a little bit more even and balanced, but it's not required. First step, what you need to do is draw your 2 vanishing points or your 2 focal points. If you have a ruler with numbers on it, like this one, you can actually find the middle of your paper. If not, again, no big deal, just eyeball it and put the dot where you think is close to the middle. I'm going to use the ruler to find out where the middle of my paper would be. So this paper is 8.5 inches wide. So the center point would be 8.5 divided by 2. So it would be 4.25, which would be right here on our ruler. Let's see if you can see that better. 4.25 would be right here. This would be 4.5, and that's 4 3/4, and then 5. So I'm going to mark the 4.25 as my vanishing point on each of the sides. That is the middle of the paper. Okay, next step, you're going to draw a horizon line. Horizon line separates the top from the bottom. the sky from the ground. We don't really have a sky from the ground, but horizon line is going to be our center balance line. You're going to draw this lightly because we will be erasing it later. So center, horizon line. Now we would like to draw a vertical line through the middle of the paper, not the whole way from top to bottom, but top to bottom. Again, I have numbers, so I'm going to actually measure mine. This paper is 11 inches long, so 11 divided by 2 is, anybody? Oh yeah, there's no one to answer. 5.5. So I'm going to mark the 5.5 at the top of my paper and also at the bottom of my paper. I'm going to lightly draw a vertical line because I'm not using the entire line, but I want to have an idea of where that line should be. This line in the middle will be the tallest part of your letters, so you can decide how big you want your letters to be. If you don't want them to get really big, that's fine, but you're going to make a line for those letters. I'm making mine about that big. So a little bit off the top, a little bit off the bottom. What you're going to do next is put a dot at the end of each of the line. And you're going to connect them with a guideline. So guideline, light, to the vanishing points on either side. So light lines connecting the center vertical line to the vanishing points. So basically, when you get to this point, you should have 2 triangles on the side of the center line. What you need to do next is decide how you're going to divide up your letters for this project. I will do my first name and my middle name just to give you an example. So I will do Jamie on this side, and then I will put Lynn on the other side. You can divide it up however you'd like, do whatever name you'd like. Some people did their name and someone else's name, or if you have a long name, like let's say Jasmine, maybe Jas, and then Mine on the other side. If you need help with this, you can ask me, and I can help you figure out what might be best for your composition. You're going to start with the letters that are closest to the middle. So, like I said, I'm doing this one. So my first letter on the left side is going to be my E, and my first letter on the right side is going to be an L. So E, you're going to do these in block letters. If you do not know how to do a block letter, I'm not doing that in this video, but I'll show you in a different video really quickly. E, you would draw your E, and you're going to trace around your E and erase the middle so you have a block letter. Okay, so that would be my E. You want your letters to touch the top guideline and the bottom guideline. You're going to work backwards on the left side. So E would be the first letter. I would be next. And you work backwards till you get to your first letter, which in my case is a J. Okay. Now I'm going to work on the right side, and the first letter is an L. Again, make sure your letters hit the top guideline and the bottom guideline. And you're going to work from left to right on the right side. Okay, once you have your letters sketched out like this, you're going to work on the 3-point perspective, the 3-dimensional part of your letters, which is the trickiest part. You're going to use the left vanishing point to make the shadows for your letters on the right side of your design. So this is when you need your ruler again. You're going to put your pencil on the vanishing point and put your ruler against your pencil. You're going to slide your ruler until you hit the edge of a letter. There is no edge on the L on that line because that is the center line. So the first edge I hit is this corner of the Y. You're going to draw a line. When you hit another line or a letter, you stop. So you're not going to go through your letter. That's it for that line. Slide your ruler more. I hit another edge of the Y and you connect it to the vanishing point until you hit a letter, which is right there, so you stop. And you follow the same procedure all the way around. So you're going to do it on the bottom of the letters too. When you slide your ruler and you hit an edge of a letter, you line it up till you hit another line and then you stop. All the edges that line up, you will connect. Some of them will be very short lines, like this one right here, very short. Nothing on the bottom of the L, but you will have a line on the inside of the L over to the vanishing point. You're going to do the same thing on the left side of your design, but they will line up with the vanishing point on the right side. Put your pencil on the vanishing point. Slide your ruler till you hit the edge of a letter. And they will all go over to the other side to the vanishing point. And also the bottom of the letters. Okay, so when you're done, these will be the shadow areas. If it's easiest, you can mark it with an X so that you know what is shadow. And I'm going to quickly sketch that in dark so you can see what the shadow area should look like. You can use whatever color you want for the shadow. It doesn't have to be black. It could be any color you want, or multiple colors. That's up to you and what you have available also. Can be marker, crayon, colored pencil, anything you have. Pen. After you get to this point, you can erase the guidelines because you don't need them anymore, which is why you were supposed to draw them lightly in the first place, because they won't stay there. And you can also erase the horizon line, and your vanishing points are no longer needed. So make sure you don't erase the tops of your letters. You still need those as part of your design. At the top and at the bottom. All right, so once you're at this point, you can either color your name in, and you can use whatever colors you want. You can do blending, which for those of you that have had me for the 4 years know how to do that already. Dark and then big circles, and press lighter until you get to the other end. So dark to light or blend two colors. We've done that also. I'll make another video that shows how to do that if you're not sure, and I'll attach it to this link. The next step for your design is to do the brick wall pattern. If you don't know how to draw a brick wall, use a ruler or a hard edge, and you can space them as you wish. The easiest way without measuring is to do the width of the ruler as your guideline from top to bottom of your paper. Above or below each line, you want to draw another line that's close to the line. This represents the cement that holds the bricks together. The complicated part about the brick wall pattern is the next and final part. You draw 2 lines together, skip a row, 2 lines, skip, 2 lines, skip. You decide how long you want your bricks to be. They can be as spread out as you want. I'm going to make mine about that wide, and you follow the same pattern. So 2 lines together, skip, 2 lines, and you repeat it again. Try to keep the bricks about the same width. The last step is to do the alternating rows. So you find the size of your brick, and in the middle of the brick, you put your cement line, skip, and skip. Okay, so 2 lines skip, 2 lines skip. And you have your brick wall pattern. The thin parts represent the cement holding the bricks together. So now you're going to apply that to your name design. So when you hit a letter, you do not go through it, you just skip over it. So I'm hitting a letter, I'm skipping over to the other side of the design. Do not go through your name. Okay. Okay, 2 lines, skip, 2 lines. Decide how wide you want your brick to be. That's on the wrong one. Okay, and then for the alternating rows in between the brick, so middle of the brick would be about right here, skip. And once you get to this point, you're ready to color or add color to your bricks. They do not have to be red, they can be any color you want. I've seen them all different colors and look nice. I've seen black and gray bricks and then a really colorful name that look great, or vice versa, black and white name and colorful bricks in the background, or whatever you would like. It really doesn't matter. We did outline our letters and the block part of our letters with Sharpie, black Sharpie at school. If you don't have a black marker, that's fine. I just would love to see whatever you guys create. If you could post it on this link or on Google Classroom or to my email. If you have any questions, you can email me at any time, jldavis@hbgsd.us. Thanks and have a great day.